took my break yesterday. I want breaks to be like a reset button. Like, I want it to feel like, okay, I took this break. I feel like rejuvenated to be able to do these hard things again. I feel like I've regained some level of patience for these really hard things. And it's not the reality of what a break is. A break is just a period of time that you are not doing the thing. It's just a period of time that I was not responsible for other people, that I did not have to be patient. And now here it is the next day. I even went home and, I think we ended the night in a great way. We were silly and we were, having fun, and we did the whole bedtime thing, and she still didn't sleep super great, and I have to figure out what that is. Like, lately she's just been waking up, and nothing about like what we do to help her sleep has changed. Like, all of the same tools we've been using have kind of been in place. So I don't know if it's time to switch it up, or try something different. I don't know. So I have to give that some thought, so that way we're not being disrupted, because she woke me up. Well, I think he might have already still been up, but she woke him up, I think, at like 12:30. She goes to bed at 8, so like that's not even that long. And then this morning she was like, she came back again, I guess the second time, and he told her that she could wake me up. But then she decided not to, because she wanted to, be respectful and let me get some rest. But then this morning, to me, it feels like it's always a last minute thing. It's not that it would be that much easier if she discussed this upon waking up, but I think it would give us more time to like work through the things, and then I wouldn't be alone in it, because it's always like, now we're already running late. Like, I knew, because she didn't sleep well last night, in my mind I was like, we're going to be late this morning. I just accepted that fact. We're going to be late this morning. I'm going to let her rest a little bit longer, and we're just going to be a little late this morning. Do I like it? No. But, if it's a little useful in the transition, fine. But then it was, we were doing good on time, or we wouldn't have been like as late. And she's like, starting with the, I don't want to go. And it's just like, here we go again. So now it's almost an hour later from her saying, I don't want to go, to me heading home. And I'm just irritated, because I don't have the patience. Like, I'm being kind and as gentle as possible. And when I say that, I mean making space for her feelings and working through ideas to help her do the next thing. So, who's controlling the board right now? Oh, it's anger. Okay, how do we get anger off the board? So we, did some things. I'm laughing because I'm like, do I want to share what the thing was that we did? We did some things that, should have helped anger leave. And then she still was like procrastinating on getting dressed and being silly. And I'm honest, where I'm like, I don't have silly left. Like, silly left the building over here. Like, I just need you to do the stuff. Get the stuff in the bag. Like, and then it's like, well, what do you need to take with you that will help you, want to be there? If you don't necessarily want to focus on the lesson, you still got to be there. So what you want to draw, what you want to doodle, you want to fidget, like, what is it that you need that's going to get you there? Because the thing is, you don't have a choice. You do have to go, but you have a choice in what do you want to do when you get there? So her choices when she gets there is, you can go into the classroom and go straight to work, because we're already late, so everybody else is working on whatever the topic is. And then, of course, in that moment, it's like, this stuff is stupid. And her teacher's so sweet, and she like made her own little set of animals to play with, because they're doing zoology. So she has her own little imaginary play set of animals that she can do stuff with, which was supposed to kind of be a bit of an incentive to just at least be in the room and kind of on topic with whatever they're discussing. And I get extremely angry when the question is, what is it that you need to do the thing? Like, you don't have a choice, you have to be here. But the choices that you have are you going to stand in the hallway where they can see you, or are you going to go sit down and get started with everybody else? And her response is still, go home. I'm pissed, like, because I've already taken time to, ask you what emotion we're feeling. Even after we did the whole anger was on the board and we moved past anger being on the board, Joy was back in control. We got dressed. Even though we were procrastinating, we got dressed. We got in the car. And I get into the parking lot because one of the things that I discussed with her therapist was, is there a tool that I'm using in the transitional moment that could potentially help? And I was like, oh, honestly, I'm not, because at that point, I'm just frustrated. Like, at that point, I'm like, that's when I'm parenting from a place of patience that I don't have anymore. And so that's when it's like a lot harder. So she's like, maybe let's try something when you get there that y'all can do together before she's around other people. So we're in the parking lot. Now it's already 25 minutes past the co-op starting. So there's nobody out there. So I'm like, do you need to tear up paper? Do you need to cry? Do you need to scream? Do you need to listen to a song? I'm going through options. And then she gets like wrapped up in like, they're going to hear me. And I'm like, no. Again, this is how I know I'm at my wit's end. Because then it starts to sound ridiculous to me. I'm like, we're in a car with the windows up, the doors closed, the building is a distance from us. The doors are closed there. The windows are closed there. Nobody's going to hear you. Nobody's going to know unless you tell them. So if you need to scream and get it over with. And then I'm reminding her that and I need it to be quick because we're at the point of being disrespectful, because part of the agreement was to respect my time. You're already 25 minutes late. So the 3 hours that I had to get stuff done is now at 2.5 hours. I have to be here for ages. No, the fact is you have to be here for 2.5 hours because we're already 30 minutes late. That's the fact. It's 2.5 hours. And then I'm going to pick you up at 12 o'clock like I do every Thursday. And part of the conversation before we left the house was like, why do I have to go? And I said, do you need me to print it and laminate it and write and hang it up? Because I'm not going to keep answering this question every Tuesday and every Thursday. As soon as it starts, I'm enraged. Like, as soon as it starts. And I'm irritated because we have this conversation every single week in therapy about what is it that we need? Where do we go from here? Why aren't we using the tools? What seems to be the problem? Do you understand that learning still has to occur? You can't get out of learning, because part of her conversation this morning was also, even when I don't go on Tuesday and Thursdays, I have to do work when I'm home on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah. Leon was like, because it's called homeschooling. School still has to exist in there. Like, you still have to actually be learning. Like, we're not getting out of going to school at 7. School still needs to happen. We're just trying to do it in a way that feels like the best fit for you. And if this ain't working, it's just going to be something else. If this is not going to work, it's just going to be something else, and you're going to still end up having to be somewhere else, and maybe it's going to be a Monday through Friday again. And I think she feels like it's an empty threat of because she said to her therapist, mommy and daddy keep saying it, but they haven't done it. And she was like, I think they're trying to give you a chance. I think they're telling you that it's very much an option, but they're trying to give you a chance to make this work because they know that you don't want to be back in public school, that you don't want to be back at a charter school, that you don't want to be back somewhere Monday through Friday. But the reality is, being home Monday through Friday in this current state that we're in is not an option. How she presents the kid that she is. Hold on, her teacher's calling. Well, that was her teacher. I gotta go get her because she is being disruptive and she is putting her hands on people. I literally just pulled into the driveway. I'm trying to find it. I don't have the words. And I know I don't have the patience. I know I need to call my husband and let him know what's going on as well. Because I still have to go home and get him situated. He has things that need to be done. I have to still do his care for this morning. A friend of mine was telling me about an organization that works with like special needs parents, and like there's a possibility that like I probably need to figure out with who she is and how she presents, what's the best place for her, that she's going to have the support that she needs. Like, and you know, this is a matter of like, she left her school with the 504 plan, but maybe she needs an IEP, you know, where she's placed someplace where there is much smaller. Maybe she needs a little bit more hands-on attention. I think her co-op is a great place. I mean, her school was great too, but you know, it's a matter of what's the best for her. And maybe it's not the best fit for her. But, you know, it's a matter of the realization that there has to be an option. Like, and she has to figure out how to accept that whatever that option is going to be. And now what do I do? You know, like, because honestly it feels like there's no consequence that hits like that makes sense. So I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm very disappointed, and I'm upset because, you know, like, this is real life. Like, what am I supposed, like, you know, how are we supposed to function as adults? Like, I don't know, guys. That's all I got. I don't know what it is about my husband or my house that people come here and they can't seem to leave. Why is this lady still here?
Thank you. Oh, that's a nice picture. All right. Any questions for me?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
A straight face.
How much of that conversation was about your care? Why was she in here so long?
Daddy.
How much was the well, I got 2 more extra hours.
A week or a day?
Probably a week. Just for saying that I don't get out of bed and you do a whole bunch of shopping and cooking, cleaning.
All right, I guess it was worth it.
But that's all it is. Every month, every 3 months, it's the same. Have a conversation with somebody about an hour. They ask you what you can do, what you can't do. You've seen the dentist, seen the doctor. What's your education like? What's your employment like? Went for 18 years. Same thing.
A whole hour?
It was an hour, yes.
Was that only an hour? It felt
It's
so
an hour
long.
for benefits. I'll take it. They gave me a ramp. I'll take an hour.
Felt long. Like
It was actually less than an hour. She got here at 12, later than 12 o'clock. So,
like you was in here flirting with her.
I was not flirting with her. I was being social.
Was she flirting with you?
No, I was being social. I know how to talk to these people to make sure I get what I need to get.
Are you sure?
Positive.
All right. We are at the library returning books. What are you doing? We are at the library getting new books. Noelle reads a book to us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do any of these.
I think our library is super cute. This is just a kid's room in comparison to how the library was when I grew up.
I'm gonna just pick the computer.
Noelle, you're supposed to be getting new books. So we're gonna get some new books to take home for the week. I'm gonna let her pick some books out. Clearly she's about to use the computer first, which I want to be fine with, but I hate when my plan be changing. I thought we was gonna come in here real quick, grab some books, and get out of here. She likes to do like Daniel Tiger. She likes to still do. Sometimes she does Biscuit. Sometimes she's in the mood for Biscuit. She likes Pete the Cat right now. She doesn't really do Little Critter. She does Bernstein Bears. She does Ty, which I'm trying to find to show you the front of the book, but I'm not seeing them. Here's Bernstein Bears. And we just returned a couple of Ty's books, so I wonder how many are actually left. I tried to get her to like Amelia Bedelia. No go. But for a long time we were doing Mercy the Pig, so I'll take a win if we can move past Mercy, because I think we've done all of Mercy's books. Let's see what she's doing on the computer.
Just making the everything sense.
Thank goodness.
It's through the animal puzzles. Okay. You want to do animal puzzles? Just making the everything for the second part. This stuff is so small. It's okay. I could fall back a little bit. It's something
We're back from the library. Noelle actually got some books I wasn't expecting her to get. She's so funny. She picked up this like series, and at first she was like, she put this one back because she was like, oh, I have to get one that's more important, which Black Girl Magic on the front. She did get a Daniel Tiger book. We only got 3 this time because she was concerned that these are long, and she wasn't sure how long it was going to take her to read these. So I told her we can do a little bit every day until we finish it and see how long it takes. And then my goal is to go to the library like once a week and kind of make it part of our routine. So we're going to see how long it takes us to do these books, because the last 6 took us longer than a week. And then kind of just go from there. And then she wants to go back and play on the computer and maybe see her friends.